Today, we have a tale of love, betrayal, and one woman's secret plan for revenge. After his wife Sarah's funeral, Jonathan, her grieving husband, arrived at the lawyer's office to settle the matter of her inheritance. But what awaited him was far from what he expected. Jonathan married Sarah just 3 years ago. Sarah, the only child of her wealthy father, became the sole heir to his business after his sudden death. Her father, a strong and healthy man, had passed away unexpectedly. Jonathan, a handsome man who enjoyed living off wealthy women, saw this as an opportunity. Sarah was taken by Jonathan's charm, falling in love with his promises. But for Jonathan, it was all about the money. He planned to stick with her until something better came along. But when Sarah inherited her father's fortune, Jonathan realized she was his golden ticket. His plan? Use Sarah's love to control her wealth. At first, everything went smoothly for him. Sarah, heartbroken by her father's passing, clung to Jonathan for comfort. She couldn't see who he truly was, blinded by grief and love. After her father's funeral, Jonathan proposed. But Sarah's godfather, Mr. Grant, wasn't so easily fooled. He saw through Jonathan's charm and insisted on a prenuptial agreement to protect Sarah's assets. "It's just business, Sarah," Mr. Grant explained. "You need to protect yourself." At first, Jonathan protested. "Do you think I want your money?" he said, pretending to be hurt. But Sarah, ever trusting, convinced him it was just a formality. In the end, Jonathan had no choice. He agreed to the terms, but the contract left him with nothing. He had no claim to Sarah's business or her other properties. Jonathan wasn't happy, but he thought he could still get his hands on Sarah's money somehow. His plan was simple: live off her wealth and secretly move money into his own accounts. But there was one problem. Mr. Grant was in charge of all of Sarah's finances. Jonathan's plans started to fall apart. He had no control, but he still believed his patience would pay off. Meanwhile, Sarah was trying to fulfill another dream, becoming a mother. She and Jonathan tried for over a year, but she couldn't get pregnant. Worried, she went to see a doctor and received devastating news. She had cancer. Sarah fought hard, undergoing treatment for nearly 2 years. Jonathan, however, didn't care. While she suffered, he cheated on her with other women. He thought he could wait it out, thinking that Sarah wouldn't survive and he'd inherit everything. What Jonathan didn't realize was that everyone knew about his betrayal. From the nurses at the hospital to Mr. Grant, they all saw through his lies. Mr. Grant was furious. He couldn't believe Sarah still stayed with him, but she had a plan that would surprise everyone. As Sarah's health worsened, Mr. Grant feared that if she didn't leave a will, Jonathan would inherit everything. But Sarah reassured him. She had something in store for Jonathan. Before she died, Sarah made arrangements that no one expected. She had carefully crafted a will, leaving behind specific instructions. When the day came for the reading of her will, Jonathan arrived at the lawyer's office, confident that he would be her sole heir. He even brought his new girlfriend, Emily, a beautiful young woman who was oblivious to what was about to happen. Inside, Jonathan was surprised to see Mr. Grant and Sarah's friend, Michael. But what shocked him even more was the sight of Michael pushing a stroller with a baby boy. Jonathan had no idea what was going on. But soon, everything became clear. "To my husband, Jonathan, I leave nothing." The lawyer's words hit Jonathan like a hammer. All his plans came crashing down. He wasn't going to inherit anything. "I leave everything to my only son, David." "What son? She never had a child." "David is Sarah's biological son. We arranged for him to be born through surrogacy." Jonathan was stunned. Sarah, knowing she didn't have long to live, had arranged to have a baby using her frozen eggs and Michael's help. She had even found a surrogate to carry the child. Sarah wanted to leave a part of herself behind, but she didn't want Jonathan to have anything to do with her son. She knew he only cared about money and wouldn't be a good father. "This isn't fair. I deserve something." "Actually, you don't. According to the marriage contract, you have no claim to her estate." Jonathan was left with nothing. No money, no power, and no future with Sarah's fortune. Sarah's revenge was complete. She had outsmarted him, protecting her legacy and ensuring her son would be cared for by people who truly loved him. Sarah may not have lived to see her revenge unfold, but her careful planning left a lasting mark. Jonathan, who thought he had everything figured out, was left with nothing but regret. If you enjoyed this story, Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.